Hey, I'm a little late today, sorry. But let's talk about KPIs today. And that's what it all comes down to. And I want to talk about revolutionary training and KPIs. So, what's the revolutionary training that you have available that I want you to be using on a regular basis? That's the role playing videos. The role playing videos in the What to Say system are really revolutionary. I mean, where else can you sit and watch the business happening? And remember, all 7 deals are covered in the What to Say system. So, have you watched all the videos for all the different types of deal? I want you to be what we call a transaction engineer. And nobody wants to read books so much. And it's hard for people to remember stuff when they read a book. It's hard to stay engaged. It's hard to stay focused. It's sometimes you read a whole page and you go, I don't even know what I just read. And you like go back and you start. So a lot of times that'll happen. And so the best way to stay engaged is where a third of your brain is your visual cortex. So having a nice visual impression, videos, watching fun videos with characters on them, role playing all the different scenarios in real estate investing can be really fun. And when you're engaged like that, watching a fun video, you learn, you pick it up, and it's fun, so you want to do it. So don't forget. And I think sometimes you maybe have gone through some of the videos in the past, and you forget you've got all these incredible videos. So go on ourwolfpack.com today and watch over all the at least the creative financing seller videos, and the newer ones where Lynette's wearing the big blonde wig and she's Carol Diamatti, and I go to the house and she gives me a house tour and we sit down at the table and all that. That is some really invaluable videos to watch. And you can watch the whole deal meeting video. I don't know, it's not that long. So you can watch these incredible videos. That's the cutting edge, I think. That's why we're so different than other training, is that we really created. I used to work in television and movies, and so it was kind of a logical idea. Hey, let's just film every single real estate investing scenario, and we'll even play characters and have music, and each character will have a theme song. So it's a lot of fun, but it's everything what you need to say. So you just sit there and watch it and you go, oh. And then when you're out there at the house, you're remembering the videos, and oh yeah, Brian was saying this when he was walking out, through the living room and all that. So you really pick it up. I really want you to use these revolutionary videos. If you're not watching them, unless you're great, unless you're so solid on the scripts and you're so smooth and you know exactly how to say everything, then maybe, if you're just Mr. or Mrs. Smooth, you don't need to necessarily watch the videos, but the videos are fun. And I'm telling you, you pick up a lot of tips from those videos and things that are important to say and at crucial points in the deal. So I want you to use the videos and use the training materials to become the best transaction engineer you can be, and never blow a deal because you didn't know what to say or you didn't know how the deal worked. And all you got to do is watch the videos of the opening call, closing call, and the deal meeting, and you'll understand how the business works. So it's amazing. So I want you to do that, and I want you to apply KPIs. But I'm going to really keep it simple. What if sometimes you'll have. I know one system that a particular trainer uses, and he talks about his KPIs for the week are like 25 mailers and 25 calls and 2 networking meetings and 4 offers. So that's great. That's all great. And yes, if you could do that every week, that'd be amazing. That would be great. But I want you to, if I was going to boil it all down to one KPI, it would be 20 phone calls a week. Okay. So if you're making 20 phone calls a week, and just that's your starting point. Okay, if you can just make sure you pick up, and you got to talk to somebody now. You can't just call and leave a message or text somebody. You actually have to call and talk to somebody. So if you call and talk to 20 people, and I don't even care if it's opening calls or closing calls, or what kind of call it is, or which kind of seller or which kind of buyer, whatever it is, just make 20 calls a week. And if you're following the steps, remember the steps are in your what to do manual. So if you're following those steps, if you're making the right calls, if you're calling the right people, you're using the opening call scripts and the closing call scripts, then that is the primary KPI that's going to lead to your success. This is a phone business. So I want you to get on the phone and use the scripts, watch the videos in advance so that you feel more comfortable how to say it. Sometimes you'll even get a smile on your face because you'll remember the fun scene from the video where Lynette had the funny wig on or something. So those are really incredible training tools. And you know what? It's great for training other people too. So if you have an assistant or somebody, you know, show them the videos. Or if you're working with somebody in your family and they're going to be doing your calls, just play those videos for them a couple times. You know, show them the videos, tell them the code to go on the Our Wolf Pack and go on there and watch the videos. And remember, there's a whole role play section of videos that's called Your Turn videos. So the Your Turn videos, the character says the objection or the closing call, and you actually get to read it and role play with the character on the screen. So that gives you more confidence. So that's another revolutionary way to learn. Okay, so good morning, guys. Robert, you were on early and I was a little late, so sorry about that. I'm glad you already popped on and said good morning to everybody. Okay, nice. Okay, that's great. And yeah, and so that's KPIs of success. And guys, if you're working with your spouse or somebody else, you know, have good communication, go over that. That's great, Tony. I always love hearing from you. You always have good things to say. Morning, Caleb. You're always here. And JV Moore, hey, good to see you from Northern California. So guys, let's apply those. Let's see how many of the calls you can make this weekend. How many calls can you make this weekend? Can you make 10 this weekend? See what you can do this weekend. And, you know, depending on where you start your week, if you start your week on a Monday, you know, that means you got to make 10 calls. You know, sometimes it's almost good to start your weekend. You start your week on a Saturday because the Saturday is the day that you're making a lot of your calls. And Saturday is always a good day to reach people. So making 10 calls on a Saturday would be a really good goal. But, you know, 20 calls in a week, you can spread them out, you know, as much as you can. But again, that's sort of the KPI. And if you're doing that, I know you're getting better, and I know you're figuring stuff out, and I know you're fine tuning your own presentations. And in a month, if you do 20 calls a week, that's 80 calls in a month. That's you getting on the phone and talking to 80 people. You are going to get better. You're going to have the script sitting in front of you. Just make sure you follow the ritual of having the opening call script there, the closing call prep sheet, don't forget that, and the closing call script is right there. And I'd like you to have the house pulled up on Zillow, or there's a lot of different programs now that, you know, are fairly good for finding properties, but Zillow's still the best that we've found. But there is stuff like, you know, homes.com and realtor.com and all kinds of different websites that you can go to. I like realtor.com. And remember, in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from today, we're doing our incredible Taking Action workshop, and we'll be talking about working with realtors, because realtors are pros in the field who know where the sellers and buyers are and can help you and hook you up. So I definitely want you guys working with realtors. All right, so great to see everybody this morning, and have a great weekend. Follow these KPIs and revolutionary training. Okay, I know we've said this one before, but I follow my KPIs. That's really important. So I follow my KPIs. And again, I'm just going to give you one right now. Could I say, yes, I want you making 3 offers a week? You know, technically, I'd like you going out on 1 deal meeting every week. But again, that all grows from the calls. So if you're doing the calls, that will lead to the deal meetings. So that's your goal. So, all right. So I follow my KPIs. That'd be our affirmation. We always say it 3 times on 3. Okay, ready? I follow my KPIs on 3. 1, 2, 3. I follow my KPIs. I follow my KPIs. I follow my KPIs. Yes, your key performance indicators. So let's get after it this weekend. Remember, you've got all those great opening call scripts in the system, the FSBO opening call, the listing realtor opening call, and the landlord opening call. You can always just make a whole bunch of calls just from those. So if you ever are at a loss, if you don't have a lot of closing calls to make, you can always make those great opening calls to fulfill your KPIs. Okay, now we always like to do deep breathing. Let's do deep breathing. Nice deep breath in. Hold it a second and let it go. Relax your shoulders and your neck. Another deep breath in. Always with a big smile on your face. Always, you put a big smile on your face. It really helps you have a great attitude for the day. One more deep breath. Nice and deep, and let it go. I hope you're always doing that with me. It's invigorating. It's good for your mind, good for your body. So until I see you guys on Monday, have a great weekend. Keep expecting success and getting the best training from the Wolf Couple and taking action. And I follow my KPIs. Awesome.